Today is Wednesday, Parashat Vayera, and we're learning Chok L'Yisrael. We're going to be explaining here some of the Mussar in the Chok L'Yisrael for today, Wednesday, for Parashat Vayera. Mussar here says, Keshem she'akas asur. The same way, just as anger is forbidden, it's forbidden to get angry. The same way that anger is forbidden, kach ha'itzavon min ha'avak. That way also itzavon, which could be in English sadness or annoyance, being annoyed by something, that also is a form of dust of anger. You know, so anger, a person gets angry with something, and if a person gets bothered by something, you know, something's really bothering him, and he's annoyed, and he's angry, or not angry, but annoyed, or even saddened in a way by certain things that he's upset. That also, being upset is also a kind of a dust of anger. In other words, related to the idea of anger. And Mussar goes on to explain, Shekol avera ishla avak. Any avera, any sin, has what would be termed dust of that sin. And he gives examples here. The examples like the Amrot, like our sages said, avak ribit, the dust of charging interest. There are certain things that are not clearly, very obviously charging interest on a loan, but they're the form that something that is related and is like a dust of usury. Or avak lashon hara, the dust of lashon hara, speaking evil about something, evil speech about someone, can be done in a way that is just by hint, or in a way that is spoken, or some of the body language. So it's something that, even though it's not fully lashon hara, it's the dust of lashon hara. And that would be also asur, that would be prohibited. Ve'ilel hazaken, and Hillel hazaken, kshalach adam echad lenasoto, when someone went to try to test him, whether he would get angry or not. Imichos or lokas. He didn't become angry with him. There's a whole story in the Gemara about somebody went just Erev Shabbat when Hillel was preparing for Shabbat, and every time he would call on Hillel and ask him these questions, all sorts of strange questions, and Hillel would answer him in a pleasant manner, not getting angry with him. And that person had made a bet with someone that through certain types of questions he's going to get Hillel to be angry, and of course he lost that bet because Hillel would not get angry with him. So the same way that Hillel hazaken, someone tried to test him whether he would get angry, and he didn't become annoyed or angry, but rather ela ra'ui le'adam, but it would be proper for a person likach benachat kol asher yavo alav. It's proper for a person to take everything that comes his way in a calm way, benachat, with calm, kol hadevarim asher yishma, and everything that he would hear, even if it's something offensive, lishtok, to be silent, and to remain silent, velomai, to say gamzu letova besimcha, and to say this too is also for the good, and today to do it, to say joyfully. So it's a test, it's a challenge. Somebody offends you, somebody annoys you, somebody gives you a reason to get angry, but the Mussar here says you should stay calm, and whatever you would have experienced, you should say gamzu letova. If it was sent your way, there must be a purpose for it. It must be something good from Hashem, and to accept it, not with anger or being annoyed or upset. So this is advice from the Mussar of today. And the Mussar goes on at the end of this section by saying, Mi she'avad lo perach. I'll give you an example. Somebody loses, let's say, one flower. Ha'itachen, should it be the right thing to do? Shebe'itzvono v'ka'aso, through being annoyed and angry over the fact that he lost one flower, would it make sense if we would take that would it make sense that he would take a vase, let's say, of crystal vase that's worth thousands and thousands in terms of value of flowers, and he breaks that vase because he's angry that he lost one flower. That would not make sense. ואתה בן אדם, and you, ידעת כי נשמתך מושב אלוהים. You should know that your soul is the seat of God. Is the place where the dwelling for Hashem, for the divine presence can rest within you. But when a person gets angry, but when you get angry and you're upset and annoyed, yistalek, that divine presence will sort of leave you. And how could that would not be right? How can you become so annoyed about the life of one moment? And because of that, you're going to lose the life of eternity. So, person gets upset, he doesn't realize, or gets angry, that something that has caused him to be angry is compared to losing one flower. And by him getting angry, he causes the divine, sort of divine presence to leave him, to separate from him. It would be like taking a crystal vase that's worth thousands and thousands of flowers and throwing it on the ground. That doesn't make sense. And that's why the Mussar says, Lachen, that's why Sevol besimcha keilel kol haba alecha. You should bear with joy, like Hillel, everything that comes your way. Velo ta'azov et malkecha, and do not abandon your king, which is Hashem. V'yizot nehematcha ki bo tidvag, and what your consolation will be, that you will be attached to him. Vehu ya'er panav elecha, and he will make his countenance shine on you. He will shine on you. Ve'ata elav yitbarach, and you also show contentment towards him, and that will be much better than getting angry. And to be accepting, besimcha, of course, it's a challenge and it's a test, but this is the advice of the Mussar of today in Chok Israel. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.